Boy, you say one mean thing about the S13 and the internet goes crazy. Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's episode 147 of What's on the Bench Weekly. And if you're not familiar with this show, it's where I take you through the projects that I'm working on. I've got some projects, and I seem to always be working on them. So if you like unfinished projects, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the notification bell, etc., etc. Let's get into what we're working on already this week. Here's the first thing on the bench, this really nice sign. Well, it started out as a 3D print. This is available on Maker World from Bamboo Lab. I will put a link down below to this thing. I think it's a novelty signboard. I remember these from my childhood, very popular. They would always, somebody would have messed with them and they would say different things than they were intended to say because these were super easy to change and people like to be funny. But it's a really nice, easy print. I printed this on my H2C, which is the new multicolor printer from Bamboo Lab. The thing that makes the H2C different, and I'll be doing a completely separate review video on that printer once I've had more time with it, is that it's able to print in multiple colors with a lot less waste and a lot less time spent. It's a pretty advanced, very cool system. They call it the Vortec system, and it's not VTech, Vortec. And it's got multiple print nozzles all ready to go in this sort of rapid fire vertical integration system. And it just kind of shoots them up into the print head and off you go. And it just does a little tiny prime tower, no more poops out the back of the printer. And you get a lot more efficient printing. It's very, very cool. And I actually did print this in red, yellow, and white, and then actually black for the legs there, but all at once. The white piece is a separate piece, but the red and the yellow got printed at the same time, and it's really great to see an efficient use of filament rather than the old way, the H2D, X1C, any of the other multicolor bamboo printers. They all have to kind of purge through the print head, and you end up wasting a lot of filament and time, I might add, as well. So nice to be able to have that kind of speed and efficiency built in, and I will do some tests that show more RC specific stuff in that video. So if you're interested in that, be sure to already be subscribed and have notifications on, because that video will be coming very soon. But as you can see, obviously this is not just a 3D print anymore, it's a functional piece of art. I've added some incandescent bulbs here. I'll be adding more and these incandescent bulbs and wiring them properly. But just for the time being, I've got them sort of set in there and running off a 9-volt battery. We're gonna have it all integrated as one nice little system with an on-off switch. And of course, you can print out all of the alphabet. There's a bunch of special characters, but I just wanted to get something on the board there for now. The wieners are hot and fresh. I would love to actually add some blinking to these incandescent bulbs. It's a little bit harder with incandescent bulbs. I'd have to do some more searching to figure out the best way to have them cycle through and hopefully not create anything too complicated to do that, because I want to keep it fairly simple. Yeah, there is a whole bunch of weathering that's been done to this and sanding to make it look more real and not as much like a 3D print. The object was to try to make this kind of feel old and weathered and cruddy, and I think I've done a pretty decent job of achieving that. For members, currently, I'm going to be making an actual how-to on the weathering of this. There is a lot of steps. Doesn't look like there might have been much, but there is to get it to this point. So if you are a member, thank you for being a ding-dong, and help me thank those who already are ding-dongs right here. But we'll have a full separate video to go through all of the minutia of the detailing and weathering of something like this. All of these effects can be used on a truck too. So if you want a weathered, cruddy looking truck without just getting it outside and getting it muddy, I highly recommend you check that out. Long story short, too long, didn't want to read it. After the print was done, I did coat the whole thing in a matte finish, just a matte acrylic paint, just so it had, just so all the other paints had something to bite into. Then I did paint the actual outer structure in red, and then the inner structure I painted again in yellow. But before I did that, I laid down some hairspray so I could do a chipping method. You'll get a much better look at the close-ups in the members video, but needless to say, I'm very happy with the results. This is super easy to achieve and did not take much time. So if you are interested in that, definitely check out the membership down below. It's a really excellent, tight-knit community. Great way to spend a little more time one-on-one-ish with me. So that's a sign. And I'm very happy with how it looks. I think it'll be a nice addition to dioramas and outdoor photography. Maybe just a background thing. Put it over there somewhere. All right, on to the next thing, which is coincidentally right behind this thing. And if you're interested in, I should have mentioned this before, if you're interested in incandescent bulbs, this right here, or actually this right here, is a grain of rice incandescent bulb. And these are probably initially meant to be used in model train layouts and stuff, but you can get these by the hundreds on eBay for not very much money. And they have a nice, soft, warm glow. They run on 6 volts. They also work on 9 volts really well as well. I've actually got them in my CUCV as the headlights because they do look period correct. Everyone had incandescent bulbs back then, so why not? Give these a go. They're a lot of fun to work with, and like I said, dirt cheap. Hundreds of them. Hundreds. So next on the bench, here is the new Traxxas 240SX drift car. And the only thing that's really new about it, and I've covered it in the review video, which I'll link to right up here, is they include some advanced steering elements that will end up giving you 75 degrees of steering, which is, I think, 18 degrees more over the stock car. It's not included on the car, it's included in the box. And they kind of want you to, get used to it in stock format and then add more steering so it becomes an even better drift car. That's the intention. So a lot of people seem to not like the fact that I don't like this body style. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not a great drift car. I'm just saying it's a weird personal choice to put it out as the first one. I would have done almost anything else from Nissan. If I had that license, there were a bunch of other choices that I thought would have been better. An S14, for example, would have been a cooler choice. S15, why not? People got triggered. And that wasn't my intention. I was just sharing personal preference with you. It's still the same platform underneath, and I know that this platform in real life was definitely a great way to get into drifting when you could afford one. They're now wildly expensive. But if you're interested, there's a full review. I've already linked to it. You can check it out at your leisure and also get triggered like everybody else. Decent car, though. A decent place to start, too. If you are more pavement bashing than drifting, and you want to do some drifting, then this would be a good choice because they give you 2 different compounds of tires in the box. All right, enough of that. On to the next thing. Next on the bench, a small box from Furatech arrived. This is the Nano Moto. That's what it's called. 30th scale brushless setup for the SCX30. And how it arrives is as an ESC brushless motor and receiver paired with a Furatech branded transmitter. So everything gets replaced. All of the electronics from your standard SCX30 are gonna get the boot, and they're gonna be replaced. Did I say boot or bout? About? A boot? I say about. I don't know anybody that says a boot. Maybe a few people. They all don't, none of them live in Toronto. Anyway, we'll be replacing this in the SCX30 here very shortly, but I did want to share that this has arrived and should be in by the time I'm done with this Rally Fighter body. Other things had to take priority. I mean, I made that sign, this sign back here. I wouldn't say that was a priority, but I wanted to make it. Anyway, yes, some more sanding and then some detail paint, windows, lenses, and then we're done. Then, well, I mean, we'll put the motor in and then we're done. But yes, I'm excited to test this out versus stock. because the SCX30 is already wildly better than I think the SCX24 is out of the box. The same size motor, so you're getting lots more torque and lots more efficiency out of the smaller vehicle than you are the SCX24. I also feel like the steering servo is better as well. The chassis layout is excellent, and I'm already finding lots of people doing some really great modifications to these little guys to increase performance. And it's already no slouch. Like out of the box, it's a much more premium feeling experience than the SCX24s were. The shocks feel better, its center of gravity feels better, its tires are better, its crawlability is a lot better. I mean, you can literally take this anywhere and have a really fun time with it. I took mine to Japan, and I'll roll through some of that footage right now. But it's an excellent little machine, and it's really great to see the aftermarket taking advantage of it and bringing things to market. I'm curious as to whether or not I actually need to use their transmitter and receiver, or if I can de-box a Spectrum receiver or even a Futaba receiver and see if I can cram that into there somehow. So yeah, that will be on an upcoming episode, probably next week. So stick around for that. And my thanks to Furatech for sending that little system my way. If you're interested in that, there's already a bunch of guys who've already done reviews on it. By all means, check them out. And I'll put a link down below if you're interested in picking one of those up. All right, on to the next thing. Finally for this week, and maybe this is the best place for it, here's my SCX10 III Coyote. Oops. Here is my SCX10 III Coyote. Now, this one's had a few modifications since the last time we saw it, and the reason I say that is because I had the intention, and I'm still going to do it, but I think we're just going to do it within what's on the bench, sort of a budget build upgrade set to the Coyote, because out of the box, I was not wildly impressed with its performance, and a lot of people seem to rag on me for having it in the same video as the Mullet. It wasn't a comparison video. I said so at the beginning. I just happened to be there and had both trucks and wanted to film them both at the same time because it's so much easier than coming out and shooting two separate videos. Anyway, regardless of all of that, it's my channel. I can do what I want, what I've done so far to the Coyote. Now, of course, I've lost the really nice clipless body. I haven't lost it. It's still right. All of these plastic bits do make for a very nice experience of getting a body on and off quickly and efficiently. And I don't want to change that, but I did want to use one of these comp wagon bodies that Proline sent me. So I went with the camo one. It still has all of the protective film on it because we're not there yet. But I do have the intention of building out an actual proper clipless mount system for this body. I have a 3D printer. I have Fusion 360, so I can presumably design something with Josh's help and come up with something that'll actually work the same way. I'll probably even use the same front mount so it still clips into place, and then we'll figure out a way to snap it down at the back. Maybe a latch system. I don't know yet. We're going to figure something out there, and I will make that file available for everyone for free. So if you've got one of these and you've got one of those and you want to do this, you can do that. The other thing I did right away was lose the wheels and tires. Those tires that they made in China that say they're Trepadors do not feel like Trepadors. They are way softer than they should be. The foams inside are way softer. These are the special edition pre-mounted crawlers on the Proline wheels in the bronze color. They have a much firmer foam, believe it or not. Even though they are a single stage soft foam, they are a lot firmer than the ones that came on the stock truck. So that's another big upgrade. I think the crawler is a better tire, even though it is slightly shorter at 4.75 versus the 4.9 of the Treps. I just much prefer this tire. I think it's going to work a lot better. Finally, the other thing I've added, and we'll take off a wheel so you can see them, is this set of Injora brass weights. Now, typically I'm not an Injora fan, but these were available. So I bought them. But this was a direct fit, no real challenge or troubles putting these on, but it does add a lot of that much needed weight right up front and very down low. I think it's an excellent upgrade. Definitely something I would highly recommend if you want to make this Coyote perform a lot better right out of the box. I haven't done anything to the electronics yet or the chassis in general, but rest assured, in upcoming episodes of What's on the Bench, there will be more upgrades to this truck to make it even more capable. And hopefully, I'll get a time before March to drive it again. Weather's taking a real turn here in Canada, and we're being hit with winter, and it sucks. Very disappointing times. But there you go. That's sort of a first look at what we've done. Three very minor changes in terms of expense, but they do make a huge difference in performance. Certainly the brass is going to help a lot. These wheels and tires definitely going to help a lot as well. Body, I'm not sure. I think that's kind of a wash. It's so high. It sits very high. I almost feel like we could trim this down a little bit, get it a little bit tighter to the overall chassis. Maybe you've got some good suggestions for what we should add to make this more budget friendly and still make it better performing. Put a comment down below. You know I love reading through your feedback, and I try to answer as many of those comments as I can. I think that's going to do it for this episode, though. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next week.